Hey guys, this is Tina. I wanted to come back and do a quick story about something that I found just recently. I was doing a search for something that had happened to me when I was a child, or didn't happen to me, but was happened to someone that lived with us growing up, and I came across a case of Daniel Lewis Lee. So this story I'm telling is sad in itself, but then I came upon it because I was looking for something that I experienced when I was a child. So I want to go ahead and tell you what this is about. So it's Daniel Lee Lewis, who was the first person to be executed in 17 years by the federal government. He was born on January 31st of 1973 and died on January 14th of 2020 and died by execution. So he was pretty brutal. It says like the backstory of him growing up is that he was in a fight with a guy and in his early life, and there was a man named Jory Warva the third that was at a party that there ended up being a fight. Him and another guy, John David Patton, ended up deciding that they wanted to take him and put him like in some type of well. And so there was an assistance by Daniel Lewis Lee to John David Patton to take Joey Warva the third and dump him. So that's what they did. And so when they got there, the guy hadn't been passed away yet. And so it said that Daniel handed him the knife, and the other man, Patton, was stabbed and killed Warva the third. So Lee, on the other hand, Patton ends up getting, in trouble for the murder, but Daniel Lee Lewis gets a pleas out somehow, and they drop the murder charges because he wasn't the one that did the actual stabbing. So he got a 5-year suspended sentence, which is just crazy to me. So later on, he met this man named was also in part of a group. So there's a group of people that are against different ethnicities, if you know what I'm saying. So he met another man named Chevy Cohey in 1995, and then was recruited into a certain group. So I'm not going to mention the name of the group, but on July 14, 2020, Daniel Lee Lewis was eventually put to death. Though, as I said, he did, at first get a stay, and then the Supreme Court said, go ahead with the federal death sentence. So it was carried out. It was supposed to be carried out at 4 a.m. on that morning of July 14th, but eventually the death sentence was carried out at 8:06 a.m., I believe, on July the 14th of 2020. So it's just a very interesting case. And then also I wanted to, like, as I said in the beginning, when I was bringing up this story, it was because of what I experienced as a child. When we were young, I have aunts. One of my aunts was with a man named Daniel Lewis Smith. So anyway, he had lived with us a couple of times in a couple of places, and I also have 2 cousins by him. However, I'm not sure where he is. I know that he did spend at least 15 years in San Quentin, from what I'm told. I'm not sure if he's still out there. But while he was living with us, he had been raping women and was found guilty of many. And then also he did at least 15 years time in San Quentin. That's what my mother told me. So yeah, it's kind of scary. I remember as a kid getting into his truck for whatever reason. We had to go somewhere, and we all had to get in on the passenger side, and then we all had to get on the driver's side, and then if you try to get out of the truck on the passenger side, you're not able to get out. So obviously that was part of what, he did. What my mom told me, that because I'm not able to find all his information, is that he the reason he was eventually caught was because he had assaulted a police officer's daughter, and then he was eventually caught. And it was very traumatizing as a kid, just seeing his face all over the news and knowing that you lived in the same house with this person. So anyway, Daniel Lewis Lee, the one that was put to death, was brutal. The situation that I went through, obviously that was very brutal for those women, but it was traumatizing as a kid, you know, not to, it kind of takes a little more of your innocence away. So anyways, guys, I hope that you enjoy the stories, and please give me a follow, subscribe, like, whatever it is. Help me out right now. My YouTube's fallen. I could use your help, okay? Take care, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Thanks. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, comment, or subscribe. These are two very unfortunate stories. Take care.